Hello and welcome to another episode of On the Floor with Wayne and Rob. I'm Wayne Highlander, Director of Sales for Bona Adhesives.
I'm Rob Johnson from the Bona Training.
Hey Rob.
How you doing, bud?
Good. This episode is going to be kind of catching up on where we were since we launched Flow Adhesives. But this is going to come out around Thanksgiving. So the holidays are a great time to get around family. For some people. But you know what? I always think if not everybody's so fortunate, you know what I mean. And if you know some old folks or whatever that don't have any family, or someone you haven't contacted in a long time, or someone that needs something, just think about someone else and give someone a hand up or whatever. And just a small thing makes a big difference in someone's life. And if you're on the flip side of that, and you know what, you need to reach out to somebody, don't ever be afraid to do that too. I don't care if it's 4 a.m. If you need to reach out to somebody, don't reach out to me 4 a.m. I'll give you Rob's phone number. Probably be available, but
303-386-2902.
Call him at 4 a.m. Call
me at 4 o'clock in the morning. Absolutely.
Yes, yeah.
Hey, listen, anybody who's been to my training, everybody gets my home number, and I tell them the deal: 7 days a week, 24 hours a day.
Good deal.
You got something going on, don't be afraid to call me.
I like your style, Rob. Let's see, and you're on West Coast time, so you feel free to call him on that 4 a.m. on West Coast time. We had speaking of family, we had a guest over at our house for a while, and he's not like, we kind of live in more of a rural area now, and this guy's from the city, and he stayed for I think 3 days with us, Rob, and we have a spare bedroom that we go, yeah, okay, just there's a spare bedroom for you. And he went to bed around 10:15 or 10:30, and he paged me at about 11 o'clock. He texted me about 11 o'clock with a picture of an insect, and he goes on his pillow, and he goes, "What's this?" And I look at it and I go, "Oh, it's a stink bug. They come out this time of year. We never go in that room. They're harmless, and they hibernate sometimes, and it's an old home and drafty, and sometimes they'll come out." So then he took a picture of like 3 more on the drapes, right? Like he's freaked out now, right? So the next morning, I kind of feel, but Judy's going to hate me telling this story, by the way. So the next morning I go, "Hey, they're harmless. They hibernate. Like right now, ladybugs, we start seeing a lot of ladybugs for some reason. They come out." I said, we have a lot of critters around here. In fact, the other day there was a possum in the yard. It had like 8 babies on her back, and they don't hurt anything. They're actually, I don't know if you know this, but possums actually, they cannot get rabies, and they eat like, I was telling them, they eat like 5,000 ticks a year and a bunch of insects and bugs, and they're actually good to have around. So he said, "Do you mind if we throw one in my room?" So
You know what? We had the same thing. I live in an older house.
Yeah.
It was built in the 50s. We get the same thing, the ladybugs, but our ladybugs bite. That's the thing that...
You're kidding.
No, I've been bit by a couple through the years, and I guess they're Spanish ladybugs. So, where most people are like, "Oh, isn't it beautiful?" We kill them.
Really?
Yeah.
I never heard of ladybugs biting you.
Couldn't believe it, because I was like, what? One night I was watching a Bruins game, and what the hell hit me on the back and on the neck? I've been bit like twice by these ladybugs. Unless Pauline's sneaking up behind, sticking me with a pin or something, but that's what it feels like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was in the shower the other day.
The stink bugs, I think they're kind of funny.
I like them.
It's like all of a sudden, they're just like walking across the table or something. Like, "Hey, how you doing?"
Yeah.
Just minding his own business, walking by like nothing.
You know, some creatures in this world get a pass. You know, like just on looks alone. Their
Is
life
that
is
are
easier.
you looking at me when you say
Well,
that?
well, you look at like a beetle. You'll kill a beetle. It's an ugly looking thing, but like we see ladybugs, we're like, oh look, ladybug. Yeah, if it's in the sink, we like gently move it out so we don't drown it when we turn the sink on. You know what I
No,
mean?
not me, not anymore.
Really?
Yeah, they're going to war with me, so
Wow. Maybe you're
I'm
just
gonna win.
extra sensitive.
uh
Um. All right. You know, I was shopping the other day. I was at Home Depot. I'm starting to think there's too many handicap spots.
You know
Now,
something?
don't
The,
don't don't
oh,
get,
the older you get,
don't get me wrong.
you know,
I
everybody in the world thinks that everybody I meet, it's like, oh, that Wayne,
nice
and
guy.
I'm like, are you listening to the show? He's not all that nice. Now you think there's too many, or are you talking about there's handicap, and now there's pregnant mothers, now there's
No.
veterans, because the parking lot where we go shopping, the grocery store,
Yeah.
they've got expecting mothers have a spot,
Really.
veterans have a spot,
Hmm.
handicaps.
Veterans get a pass every time with me. Every single
Absolutely,
time,
of
and
course.
of course, mothers too, and people that need handicap spots. 100%. One hundred
Yes.
percent. And listen, I have a great deal of empathy for people that are any kind of situation like that. I figure I'm going to end up that way myself one day. I see handicap placard in my future. I mean, as much as I've been beat up over the years. But when you go to Home Depot and there's like 15 empty spots up front, I mean, how many people can be shopping, handicapped people can be shopping at one time in some of these places? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It
Mm-hmm.
just seems like there's a lot. Again, I don't want to make a big deal about it, but
I'd just like to give out a shout out to the American Disabilities Act Foundation. And Wayne really does not represent the thoughts of Bona or myself. This is
I
Wayne
am the
Highlander.
I am the most empathetic person there. And if I catch someone parking in that's not that's not a handicap parking in a handicap spot, man, I mean, to me, it's a sin. It's terrible. I have absolute empathy for someone that needs a handicap spot. No problems whatsoever.
You're just
It
saying that they
seems
shouldn't
like
be
there's
so
a.
close to the store and they shouldn't have so many, right? Is that what you're saying?
I'm just saying there's a lot. There's a lot. Like I went to theater the other day, and there are like 15 empty spots, and everybody's having to park way back there. We're very lucky in this country right now. A lot of anyhow. All right, so
you know, now that we're on the parking spot deal, when you're traveling for Bona, where do you usually stay?
oh
What
well, you know,
what's your hotel?
Motel 6 or Super 8.
That's not true. I know it isn't. I like, Hampton Inns, Garden Inns, the
Wow.
Hilton family of hotels.
Yeah, I'm saying.
Okay. Now, once you've stayed, you make your status, platinum, gold, you make all that, and you think,
Mhm.
oh man, I'm sitting on top of the world now. I'm platinum, which really means you're just a
Yeah,
big loser
you're
because
away from home more than
you're
everybody.
away from your wife all the time,
Yeah,
right?
yep.
She's happy about it, but you're not.
Mhm.
But now, have you noticed the past couple years, they put that sign up for the parking space? It's right next to the handicap spaces,
Mhm.
diamond member only.
Yeah,
I've seen cars in there that I know they're not a diamond member.
yeah, yeah.
I
You gotta wait on when they
I
come out.
I know.
Yeah,
they are not a diamond member.
Yeah.
Okay. There's no diamond member driving a 74 Pinto.
No.
No way. Okay.
Yeah.
There should be some kind of a
Check system.
something.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, not to brag, but I'm a bigger loser than the diamond because now I've stayed out of town so many times in the last 20 years. I'm now a lifetime diamond member.
I don't have that status.
So I have diamond member status for the rest of my life. I don't have to qualify anymore.
Yeah.
Now, if the Hilton people are listening, you can't have too many lifetime diamond members. You should have a little thing that you can cover that.
So you want your own?
I want
spot.
Yes. That's where I'm. Yes. Right. I've been away from my wife.
Diamond member.
I've been married about 40 years. I've been away for about 20.
Yeah.
Okay. I should now, for the loyalty, don't you think I should?
You know what? I'm going to agree. You should get free breakfast.
Rob Johnson.
Yeah, you should get free breakfast and a parking, your own parking spot. Lifetime member. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, just throwing it out there. If what's her name? What's that Hilton girl's name? What's her name?
Paris.
Paris. If Paris is listening to the show, and we all know she's a listener, maybe she can give a shout out to Conrad.
There you go. All right, Rob. We've had Bona QUANTUM FLOW out now. I want to say about 6 months. So I wanted to do just kind of like a catch up on this product and see where we're at right now with it and everything. And I feel so fortunate right now, and I'm so happy because this is something I've pushed for a long time, and we finally got it. So there's a fair amount of pressure on in that case, but man, it has been off the charts. The feedback has been off the charts, and I just want to go over a couple things about the product
before you get going. I want to share a little flow story with you, if
okay,
you don't mind, and
please.
Then you can. Okay, I waited so I wasn't completely interrupting you.
Yeah,
because I'm the interrupter.
Mm-hmm.
During lunch the other day at the class we had in Florida, there's two companies sitting next to each other a couple rows back. We're all just eating lunch and talking whatever, okay? I'm not even really, I could barely hear what they were talking about, okay? But then when I heard flow, I heard something about flow, so I kind of, listened to what they were saying. It could have been a commercial for flow, and it was just two contractors using it. And the one guy he just was so amazed on how easy it flowed out. And he goes, as soon as I poured it out of the can, he's like, oh, this has got to be crap. Right? And then he starts talking about how he's spreading it and the ridge stability. And he goes, then he started to get excited. Like he was getting loud where everybody in the class is starting to listen to this guy. You would have thought he was a plant from you. Okay.
Yeah.
And then the other guy's like, oh my gosh, I was thinking the same thing. I thought, oh, this is never going to work. And he goes, I thought it was just going to smear all over the place. He goes, the ridges stuck there, this, that. So, yeah, you guys definitely got a winner with that one. But it was funny just to hear two guys talking about it.
Yeah, I appreciate that. And listen, I'm beyond stoked about it. I keep talking about my wife knows more about flow than she should because I talk about it all the time.
I haven't seen you smile this much since the basement people screwed me.
Yeah. Are you done, by the way, now in the basement? Is it done?
The basement is done.
Good.
The basement is done.
Good. So you're done with all your projects.
The basement is done. Yes.
Okay.
The heater, the gas heater's in, the new ductwork, the air conditioner, the hot water on demand. It's all done.
Good.
It's absolutely all done. I don't have any more money. I'm out.
Yeah,
That's it.
You sound thrilled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
Wow.
Pauline goes, I'd like to do this and that. I go, check with Greg. Okay. Check with our boss, Greg Bethune, see what he thinks. Is it in the cards?
Yeah. Do something else. You know what you could do? You could sell those nights that you saved up for your platinum status for $75 a pop. All
The only
right.
people I can sell them to is my kids. I'm their travel agent.
There you go.
Dad, can you book me
Okay.
a flight and a room? Here are the dates.
All right. So a couple things I want to touch on in Flow. As some people are aware, we have an unlimited warranty on that product. But here is something unique about the unlimited warranty, or the warranty in general on that product. If you look at a lot of manufacturers that have an unlimited warranty, you basically have what I will call an all or nothing. You'll use a special trowel. You're getting around 30 square feet or so, maybe less sometimes, maybe a little bit more, and you get unlimited warranty. If you don't use that special trowel, you get 3 pounds of 75 RH warranty, which is basically just an entry level, nothing. There's no moisture protection there at all. With ours, it's not an all or nothing. You can use our 1250 trowel and you get about 55 square feet per gallon. You're going to get a 12 pounds 85 warranty. You could use our 1500 trowel, a little less spread rate, but you can get it up to 85%, 87% RH moisture protection at a great spread rate, and you go up to a wider plank. So it's not all or nothing. You know what I mean? You have an opportunity, because a lot of people will use adhesive. They go, oh, it's all or nothing, but they're getting 50 square feet per gallon with it. Well, they're not getting any warranty at all with that. They're getting just 3 pounds 75. With ours, you have another opportunity to still get a phenomenal moisture protection at a great spread rate. That's one thing, and that's resonating with a lot of people. Two, we also have, and I'm just going to do a real quick basic math here for you real quick. We have 4 trowels. And a lot of guys are just saying, look, we're doing an engineered floor. We don't necessarily need the moisture protection on this engineered floor and what have you. It's 7-inch wide. You can use our engineered plus trowel and get about 65 to 70 square feet per gallon. Okay. So let's say, I'm just throwing out a random number. Let's say the pail costs you $165, right? And you're getting 280 square feet out of the pail. So if you do the math on that, and if I round up, it's costing you about 59 cents a square foot for adhesive that has a lot of bells and whistles to it. So, just don't forget that engineered trowel. As the economy gets worse right now, guys starting to slow down a little bit and what have you, when, every dollar matters. Just be aware that we do have that trowel. If you're using engineered floor up to 7 inches wide, you can use that trowel, get a great spread rate. And so it's a great adhesive to match what your needs are. Okay. The other thing too is this is what I wanted, when we came out with this product, is I wanted something that was easy to spread, super easy to spread, and it spreads like a dream. I'm just going to give everybody a pro tip here. If you trowel out our adhesive and you just trowel it out and leave it, you're going to keep the ridges up really nice and high. Okay. It's amazing that you think, oh, okay, well, it trowels out so easy, but how does it hold the ridges retention so good? But it does. But trowel once and be done with it and move on. The more you keep troweling back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, you start a chemical reaction, and that's when you'll see some slump in the ridges. Just trowel it out and leave it, and you don't need to fool with it anyhow. You just trowel it. You don't need to go back and forth over it anyhow. So that keeps the ridges up nice. And I'd say the same thing with any silane adhesive on our 851 adhesive and what have you. So let's see.
That's a pro tip from the pro, man. That's a good one.
Just trowel it out and leave it, and you'll watch them ridges. And we just went through summertime.
I'm going to say that at all my trainings now and pretend that I came up with that.
You should.
I'm going to make it sound like, wow, that Rob knows exactly what he's. Yeah.
Like when I do
Thank
my
you for
fire.
that one.
You're welcome. It's like when I do my fire speeches. And I tell everybody that, this is the way it is. The NWFA always asked me to do my speech about fires. and I do word for word your speech. Super easy to clean up. I always tell everybody when you're doing a demo, first thing you should do is take some of our adhesive and put it on a board, and then put that board aside. Come back 24 hours, come back in 48 hours, come back in 72 hours, and try to remove that adhesive. And you'll notice that unlike a urethane, it doesn't etch the boards. It's going to be super easy to clean up. Doesn't turn your hands black, right? You use it all day. In fact, one of my guys, when he does demo, he usually sticks his hand in the adhesive and just shows how easy it cleans up. You would never do that with a urethane adhesive. You would also never leave a urethane adhesive on a floor for 72 hours. This is the future, no question about it. It's German technology, and I say 9 out of 10 floors being installed in Europe today are being installed with a silane adhesive. There's no debating anymore where we're going in the industry. We're more moving towards silanes. So despite
did the flow get its green guard, or is it green guard?
Yeah, it's green guard gold certified as well.
Green guard gold.
Yeah.
Okay.
I people are going to maybe get tired of hearing me say this, but I'm going to just say it one more time. I just saw an ad recently where there's a little girl. I don't know. She looks like she's 3 or 4 years old, and she's laying down on the floor, and her face is touching the floor, and she's got a little puppy next to her. Right? It's a scenario you would see in homes across America, kids and grandkids. Well, I was looking at that picture, and I was thinking to myself, a half inch underneath that little girl's nose is a sea of chemicals, and we breathe everything that they emit. And little girls, especially little girls and boys, the little kids, their lungs are developing, and they're much more sensitive than adults. So again, we breathe everything that gases off that floor into our home. Green Guard Gold, the certification, it means it's safe for children, schools, and hospitals. That is a selling feature, man. And no homeowner's going to come up to you and say, "Gosh, I'm looking for something Green Guard Gold." It's never going to happen. They're never going to They're never going to know the difference. It's something that on the estimate, if we can educate them, we talk about upselling jobs and whatever. If you give someone a choice, what choice would they pick? You know what I mean? It's a no-brainer. It's the only one in the entire industry that has that certification. Green Guard Gold certified.
Plus, it gets them thinking about it, where nobody was ever thinking about it.
Yes, exactly.
Nobody ever thought. I didn't.
Yeah.
You remember how jacked up I got about it?
Yep.
My gosh, now we've really got something to even talk about with the adhesive.
Yeah.
That's going to be there forever, as long as that floor is there.
Yeah. And like the guy you were talking about at your class, I think it does. I think it checks off all the boxes for the installers. It's easy to spread. There's no wasted pails. If you ever had a urethane adhesive and you use half the urethane, you put it in your van and open it a month later, first of all, God help you getting it open. And it takes the jaws of life to get it back open again, the lid. There's usually a hockey puck of adhesive you have to fight. This adhesive, you open the pail, whatever little skin over there comes right back out, and you go right back to work. So you're not wasting anything. So, I mean, it just, like I said, it really was 5 years coming out with this that hit every note that I wanted to hit. I didn't want to give up any of the features and benefits that we had with the 851. I don't want that product to change, and it won't change. I mean, that's our flagship product. But I wanted something that I came from a slab market when I was a contractor. Whenever we glued down every day, we glued down floors, and you get fast at it. And something that pours out easily and trowels easily, man, it's just a time saver. Going across that floor, it's you put 8 hours of your life into doing something every day. This is just going to be so much nicer for the guys that coming from. If you spread some of the urethanes by 2 o'clock in the afternoon, even some of the modified silanes and whatever, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, your arm is falling off your shoulder. You know what I mean? This is super easy to use. So to say that it's been successful would be an understatement. So yeah, pretty good stuff. The other thing too is the shear strength on this product. It's funny because I look at TDS sheets all the time, technical data sheets, and from other competitors and what have you. And what I'm seeing a trend now that you see people not even listing their shear strength anymore. They don't even mention it. If I could bench press 400 pounds, I'd be able to work that into every conversation. You know what I mean? If I could only bench press 80 pounds, I probably wouldn't talk about it.
You're not gonna be showing pictures. Here I am.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah. So we are very transparent, man. We put it all out there to see. I mean, and that's important to me. That if you look at the permeability, the shear strength, the tensile strength, every metric you can measure adhesive, we have it out there. So yeah, it's been and the guys are thrilled. I mean, the doing the demos. I mean, the guys are thrilled doing it because the feedback has been so good. So it's the only thing that I thought we were missing in our lineup is because I didn't want nothing to change about the Bona Adhesive because, like I said, it's been fantastic. But I wanted something that would fit that niche that would be super easy to trowel, and we nailed it on this one. So you know, while I'm responsible for the sales, our scientists in Germany they don't care about none of that. I mean, nothing to them. That's why it took so long coming out until they got it where they wanted it, and finally we go, okay, this is it. The balance between flowing out, the rich stability, the ease of use, and everything. They nailed it. So, yep. So pretty excited about it, Rob. It's been a good one. So
Yeah.
and will continue to be. So.
It was just funny. I knew we were going to do the show on Flow this week, and to hear those two guys talking about it randomly during lunch, I was like, man, if we had taped this, we could have used it as a TV commercial. It was so funny. Just two guys talking about the product and everything that they loved about it and how surprised they were about it too.
What's cool for me is when I look at social media all the time and I see guys across the country and you see some freaking studs using the product, man. You know what I mean? I mean, like, wow, that's yeah, pretty cool that guy could use anybody's adhesive and he's using ours. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah, definitely.
when you see that across the country, that's pretty darn cool. So I feel very fortunate that everything worked out. Yes, sir.
I do have some bad news though.
You do?
I do. I have some bad news.
Okay.
It finally happened to me. Finally happened.
Mm-hmm.
And all this, what's been going on the last, I don't know, 3 years or more. I got COVID.
Did you really?
I got it.
You're kidding.
No.
This is the first time, right?
First time.
You were pretty careful though.
No, I wasn't.
I thought you were.
I flew.
Wait a minute.
I was flying, traveling, hotel. I tell you, flying during COVID.
Awful.
I felt like a king. There'd be 10 people in the plane. You'd have giant rows to yourself. Yeah. You'd have both sides of the aisle to yourself. COVID flying, the best. And they were kind of funny about it. You look back at the things that they were telling you to do. It's like, okay, you got to have your mask on. And then you can pull your mask down, take a sip of coffee, and then put your mask back up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or if you're eating nuts, pull it down, put a nut in, close it up. They were literally, that was part of their spiel. The oxygen mask is going to drop down. They're telling you how to eat and drink with a mask on. I mean, you look at it now and it could be a Saturday Night Live skit.
Yeah.
But you remember a few weeks ago, we had, we interviewed Matt, was it Matt or Matt?
Oh, Matt Garcia. Yeah.
Yes, Matt.
Yeah.
And you remember all that coughing I was doing during that?
Yes,
I felt.
It was embarrassing.
Oh, I couldn't stop,
Yeah.
And the next day, I called up the Teladoc guy. And because every fall, every spring, I get sinus infection.
What are you doing with the Teladoc? We got insurance, right?
Yeah, the Teladoc is free. It's through our insurance. Teladoc.
You just call the guy and tell him I have these symptoms?
You just call him. It's the greatest thing in the world. If you haven't used Teladoc, you're nuts.
I can hardly see where that would help me. I'm going to write it down.
Listen, the Teladoc guy, I tell him what the symptoms are, and he goes, sounds like a sinus infection. And then he looks at the history and he goes, yep, you had one 6 months. Yep, same. Yep, it starts out as an allergy, blah, blah, blah. So I call the guy, I think it was like Sunday morning, right? Really early, too. It's like 6 o'clock in the morning. Because we did the show on Friday.
Yeah.
And then I was like, man, this call, I got to, I'm calling Teledoc. Sunday morning, 6 a.m., I call Teledoc. Pauline is walking by, and she hears me say, because he said, did you test for COVID? And I said, oh, yeah, I didn't.
Yeah.
I lied, right?
Yeah,
I hope
of
Teledoc
course.
people,
Yeah.
they're going to get rid of me.
Yep.
So I go out. They're calling in prescription or whatever. And Pauline goes, you lied to him about testing for COVID, didn't you? I go, yeah, I don't have COVID. This ain't COVID. Yeah. She goes, let's do a test.
Yeah.
Well, we did the test. And it's 1 line or 2 lines, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it was 2 lines, but the 1 line you could barely see. I mean, it was barely, you could, I mean, I was taking pictures and spreading it out, right? She goes, no, that's COVID. I go, I don't even know that's a line. But then I took another one right after that, and that one, and now I'm screwing with it. Like, nah, I still don't see the line, But the sad part of it, I got COVID.
I'll be darned.
Didn't even know I had it. Like I said, I thought it was a sinus infection. Then we start reading that sometimes people that get COVID get a sinus infection with COVID. So I might have been the other way. So anyways, the sad part about me getting COVID was I thought I had the cure for COVID and I wasn't telling anybody.
Yeah. What was that?
I was taking 2 vitamin D pills and a zinc pill every day, every morning.
Yeah.
So I would be walking through COVID airports, COVID hotels, restaurants, car rental, knowing that I have a shield of COVID because I knew the trick and I wasn't telling anybody.
Everybody was doing that. That's what they told you to do.
I thought I invented it.
No, everybody said, what everybody had in common in the hospital that had COVID, they had a vitamin D deficiency, and you had to take zinc. That vitamin D and zinc, you had to take those 2. Everybody knew that.
Not me. You know what? Sometimes I fell asleep with the TV on. Maybe I heard it and then thought, oh, I know.
It could have been it. Yeah.
Yeah. And then as months and months and months go by, everybody around me is getting it. Everybody. And I'm like a ninja. I'm not getting it. No, I know the deal.
You're licking doorknobs. That's with that confidence.
Yeah. I eat, fly.
Yeah.
I'm good. I don't know how to do anything. I don't know what's wrong with you people.
Well, I'm glad you're okay. I'm glad you're good. And I feel like that probably did help you get it not as bad as you could have got it.
Well, I got the shots and stuff too, but that was a while back.
Yeah.
I think the original thing I got the shot was so I couldn't go to Canada unless I got the shots.
Yeah, that's why I had it. That's why I got it. Yeah.
But I thought I had the cure. I guess I didn't.
Well, it might have helped you. I'm glad. The main thing is you're okay.
Well, when Pauline got it, the doctor said to Pauline, did your husband get it? And she says no. And he says, well, he should probably go on vitamin D and zinc, extra. Mm-hmm. So when she told that, I was like, I know.
Yeah, I know. I'm already doing it.
Yeah. So Rebecca's husband, Kyle, he hears me talking about this one day and he goes, so you think that you had the cure for COVID, but you weren't sharing it with anybody.
That's what I was going to say too. Did Pauline know about the cure?
No.
Oh my God. Why did you keep that from her?
Well, I don't want to use everybody as a guinea pig, Yeah, I want to test it on myself.
Okay.
And then break the news to the world.
Mm-hmm.
But did you ever see the Jim Carrey movie, The Grinch?
Yes. Yeah.
There's a scene in the movie where he's going through his schedule. And this is what my son-in-law reminded me. There's a scene in the movie he's going through his schedule, and it's like 4 o'clock. Solve world hunger. Tell no one.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that was me. Solve COVID. Tell
nobody. Like your style.
And now, and now everybody's like, yeah, zinc and vitamin D, just like you were saying. Everybody knew that, and I'm thinking, nobody knows what I know.
Wow.
They don't know this. Look at me. I can do anything.
Nice. Well, it just goes to show you it's all what your mind can do, man. When you have none. Okay. On Thanksgiving, we've done Thanksgiving shows before. We're not going to do one right now, but we say it every year that we hope everybody gets time to spend with their family and can leave work behind for a little bit. And it is a hard job being a flooring, no matter where you are in this industry. It's a tough job. So hope that everybody gets a chance to just take a break for a day or two and relax, watch some football maybe or not, and just enjoy time with your families. So, and thank you guys we're thankful that you listen to the show. And so we appreciate your listenership for sure.
We're doing a school Thanksgiving week.
You are.
We're doing a school up in Boston, Monday and Tuesday. Actually, I was supposed to do it a few weeks ago, but I got COVID.
So you kicked it down the road.
So I said, man, what do you want to do? Do you want you want to do the school and we'll get somebody out from Denver to do it, or do you want to postpone it? And they said, no, we want to postpone it. We want you. You're
not gonna. This is your baby, and you're not gonna let anybody do it.
Come on, Boston Thanksgiving. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
There you go.
Yeah, it's not bad. We're gonna do it Monday and Tuesday. So looking forward to seeing everybody up in Boston. Actually, Wonderful. By the time you hear this show, it will be the school.
You'll be in the middle of it. Yeah,
it'll be Monday and Tuesday, right? We have shows on Wednesday. So, Hey, everybody! Thanks for coming to the Boston School. It's great seeing everybody.
There you go. All right. Well, happy Thanksgiving, everybody, and thank you for listening. And this has been another episode of On the Floor with Wayne and Rob. Please stay tuned for another episode.